honors to get a brand new season started. Field in perfect alignment in the Northern California sunshine. We've waited 5 months for this, but the wait is just about over. Stevens and Sedgwick on the front row. Then it's Daskalos and Kompank in row number 2. Coleman and McCann in row 3 as the green flag waves on a brand new season of GT World Challenge America. On the break, up the hill, and still side by side. Sedgwick challenging to the outside of Stevens, but they get settled in as they crest the hill. Daskalos holds on to 3rd overall, leading in Pro-Am.
A little bit of a rub there, middle of the pack, a little bit of argy-bargy. What a start there by the Dollar Hype Racing Ford Mustang. Alex Sedgwick wanted the lead, but Stevens just hung on there from the take off from racing for a little bit. Temporary, we hope. Oh, that was tight. Gets into the back. 2 BMWs come together.
Secondary contact sends the second car around and immediately full course yellow. That's Derek DeBoer in the Random Vandals car who is stuck there in the line of fire. Back to racing here as the safety car peels off, and it's Mackay Stevens leaving Alex Sedgwick to the green flag here at Sonoma with 2 hours, 42 minutes to go.
So Sedgwick looks pretty impressive there in that climb up the hill. Both drivers running a little bit wide there. They don't have full tire temperature right now, and they had to get those tires cleaned off running around behind the safety car there, but the tires are still really good. Don't have many miles on these. Got 4 sets of tires to work through qualifying and the race here this weekend, so there's a little bit of a strategy there. Some teams electing to use 2 sets in qualifying this morning.
Last year, got problems here for Williams, who spun at the exit of the carousel.
Tire marks there a little bit higher in the carousel. I'm not sure if they've come from him. Obviously had a lot of races here this weekend with incidents. Not sure if he got tipped around or whether he just dropped the right side wheel there as he's coming around that corner. If you run the cushion, you run that risk. It's a little bit dusty offline as well.
Comes from club racing. He's done some racing at BMW, Spec Racer Ford. Just a little wide at the exit of the carousel and even beyond the dust into the grass.
Yeah, once you're a little bit off the line there, off the curvature, the radius that you're trying to run, it's hard to get that front end back.
For Todd in the car.
He's already drifting out wide. He just got out in the grey, out in the marbles. You could tell he went shifted up and suddenly the
front runners. In addition to this car, a drive-through penalty for Jason Daskalos and Lorcan Hannafin. They were short on that pit stop. And then this car also will have to come back in and do a drive-through because as we talked about what he's capable of for Martinez to step into GT3 after Carrera Cup title a year ago. Not quite a clean nose, but relatively harmless. Cars that we've had, exactly so. He is by no means the first to take that line through the chicane. Talked about Siljehaug turning in the fastest lap of the race, and he's used it to run down Therese Lalu. This is for position. Lalu in 4th place. Siljehaug trying to take it away, and his experience level made that a foregone conclusion. Put Siljehaug up a spot.
5 to go. Remember your time on pit lane. If it's a true stop, does not count for that minimum drive time.
Right. I think they should be in the next lap or so. Good job by Derek. Amanda a couple laps ago said they would be in 5 laps. So we're getting there, getting close.
Yeah, he's been on pit lane 2 minutes 17 seconds, so you're looking at about, he topped up with fuel on that first stop. If they can get to a point in the race where Fioli goes on a full fuel save, he could maybe get to the finish with just a reset on the stint time, but it's going to be really tough to do with that many minutes left. They'd have to push him a lot further and deeper into this race, and then you're compromising Justin's pace, which is obviously
mid-35s. So probably about a second delta, what you would expect to see Justin to Robbie at this stage in his career?
I'd say 1.4. Oh, this is getting nasty here. Argy-bargy here between Siljehaug and Rothberg. Rothberg takes to the grass there to avoid further contact. Not sure why Siljehaug need to do, I mean, to me, I didn't see Rothberg moving around there, and Siljehaug suddenly got alongside and was elbows out.
Cars in different classes. Wonder if this is in response to that, or if this was already the plan, and if so, doubly painful perhaps to lose some time here on the in lap, but nevertheless, here comes Rothberg.
The left side of that Lamborghini versus from Rothberg.
side by side when the replay starts. One bit of contact and a second to follow. Yep. Ooh, and a third.
I guess Rothberg was feinting over to the right side, kind of middle of the road a little bit. And I think Mads maybe thought, you know what, you're going to run me out of room. I'm just going to make sure you don't close this lane completely. So, supportive of his son's racing and really appreciative of the opportunity that McCann has given him this year.
Tom Sargent has been flying. He goes to the inside here of Sedgwick in the Mustang. Amanda did let us know during the last pit stop for the Dollarhide guys, they put scuff tires on. They have a set scampered off, but nothing has arrested the charge of Fred Schandorf. Just getting closer and closer. It was 1.3 seconds last time we talked about it. 1 second at the last timing loop. How about now? Battle for the lead under 1 second. Just 9/10 of a second for first to second place.
Only a 1/10 of a second quicker on that lap. He's inching ever forward, and then it's going to come down to execution on pit lane potentially if these guys come in around the same time.
Five-minute stint to start, and then did basically 40 minutes in the car. So I think he's right where he needs to be.
I know he got out early, and I didn't see him on that second stint. I didn't recall anyway.
Here comes this fight once again. Interesting, we got a pit stop here from Archangel. That's the McLaren that ran at the front, or toward the front at least, of the class early in the going. Had some kind of an issue in the pit stop early on. And Darren Seelitz, Todd Coleman, they'll be ruining this one. Is one that got away, given the pace they've shown all weekend. Yeah,
they'll be disappointed because they were so buoyant when I spoke to them this morning that they had a really fast car now with that fresh engine on board for this season. And both drivers did an awesome job in qualifying this morning. Finally had to succumb to the pressure from those two Porsches. We wondered whether the damaged race car would be affecting his downforce at all.
Whoa, that was...
We hit him, he clipped him.
Merrill has to be happy there wasn't a bumper on the back of that BMW, or that could have been massive. As it was, still some contact and damage to Merrill's car, and Colin's been able to follow him through.
Must have been bugging him like he wanted to just trim a thread off or something. He's been following it for so long, like a piece of clothing. That could have been ugly.
Yep. Haven't seen anything about that being under review.
Yeah, you see the nose has just kind of got a splice in it. As he carved underneath the tail of that BMW.
Will that leave him go as he tried to get around Hampus Eriksson?
Oh, a little bobble there. Hampus is in trouble. That was just hard racing there, but you could see Hampus on the entry to turn 3, and I thought about this earlier, Ryan, where I thought...
Trip for the final time for Grenier, the Canadian. Won the Bathurst 12-hour earlier this year to jumpstart his 2026 campaign. Fred Schandorf announcing his presence in this series for the first time in a big way. Dragging that AF Corsa car forward throughout the middle stint. Couldn't quite match the pace of the Mercedes early in the final stint, but he's not too far back, just over a second now.
You see Tom Sargent there flashing through in the backdrop as well. Not going to get close to those two, but what a tremendous performance. And Mick Grenier has really controlled this during this final phase of the race.
1 year ago, JMF Motorsports debuted at the GT3 level, and they won the first time out. Mikhail Grenier, Mackay Stevens, history repeating itself in Northern California. Grenier through turn 12 for the final time. JMF Motorsports will celebrate race win number 1 of 2026. Grenier and Stevens take the victory, and in Pro-Am, Tom Sargent and Kyle Washington from 13th on the grid. They finished 3rd overall, and Pro-Am honors go to that team. GMG Racing will celebrate.
Yeah, but the finish was under a second between Grenier and Schandorf, so Schandorf was trying to keep that Ferrari right there, but didn't have quite enough.
We still are waiting for Ryan Yardley in the 4th placed overall car. Such was the gap.